just kind of wondering, I've just received a tweet from Pawan Khera of the Congress. He says, कभी कभी लगता है कि मणिशंकर अय्यर जी की जुबान पर स्वयं सरस्वती माँ विराजती हैं. What exactly is he trying to say over here? Because I don't know which particular comment of Manishankar Aiyar he's referring to, but he says Saraswati Ma virajti hai. What's he talking about?
Maybe the Katora wala na ki Bhiksham de, I really don't know, even I have to go through that. But well, let me talk about Prime Minister's speech, Rahul ji. He says 140 crore ka logon ka kavach. Imagine, is he taking protection on the people of this country, or is he supposedly protecting the people of this country? And that too, 37% of people are voting for him. Mind it, the other percentage are not voting for him. And if you're going to say, look here, don't ask me questions. Here I am giving you free food. Here I am giving you some yojanas and all that. So you are getting your quota. Don't you ask me questions. So the rhetoric, the same old funda that he does every time during election, was the entire motive of the speech. Evading the valuable question. I feel under the Modi regime, India actually is in a very fragile hand. If leave alone the Hindenburg report, if the question had been raised, you rightly said the other companies also, sir. So fair enough. Where is the harm of investigating? Arshad Mehta's case, as Yogendraji also said, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, the then Finance Minister, sent his resignation. Do you see that happening in the party which is in power? No. So this is the moral ground to stand by, Rahulji, and hence they feel that by dictating, as you said, ek Modi kafi types. No, it's hati ke daat dikhane ke kuch aur, khane ke kuch aur. You have the pretentious, you have the fear factor. Here I am and I can do wonders. But
okay,
actually,
Rahul Srivastava, you were in Parliament yesterday and today listening to the Prime Minister. How do you compare the two speeches? The one in the Lok Sabha yesterday, the one in the Rajya Sabha. The one thing that I saw was in the Rajya Sabha, the opposition was very vocal, continuously heckling the Prime Minister while he was speaking. That didn't happen in the Lok Sabha to the same extent. That created a much more surround sound which wasn't there in the first speech. That apart, what else did you notice, Rahul?
Rahul, the opposition learned from the mistake of Lok Sabha. Instead of one segment walking out and reducing the numbers in a house where it has very little numbers. So they stayed in the house and they kept the constant chat to ensure that somehow that Adani-Modi nexus remains in vogue. The government, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, added to his argument and perhaps shifted the focus to build a larger picture. Now, what eventually has happened, Rahul, there are two political arguments, not debate or anything has gone out of this. Opposition has tried to push the government on the Adani issue. That's one narrative. And then there is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's narrative, in which he has maintained a silence on the issue and conveyed a message that what he has achieved and how opposition is bad. What Prime Minister was targeting in Lok Sabha was Rahul Gandhi specifically, not replying to what he had raised. In Lok Sabha, he was targeting the Congress because Congress has better numbers. There is better opposition unity in Rajya Sabha. The numbers of the government are slightly lesser. Now, in that scenario, what he did, he raised 90 times government dismissed by the Congress, state governments 50 times by Indira Gandhi, targeted Nehru, Firoz Gandhi element. Eventually, if you see what the Prime Minister is trying to say is that the Congress and the opposition may charge, but the fact is that I am a popular leader. Does popularity become a reason for not ordering probe? Because opposition can't. Now, the opposition also is mounting a political point because it wants Modi, Prime Minister, to reply. It wanted something in the President's address. I want to know that when in the history of this country, since 1952, has a President's address anything about something a government is uncomfortable about? Commonwealth Games, nothing. This time around, also the presidents usually parrot what the cabinet decides. Largely, there are two arguments and narratives which have gone out of parliament. They will play in the public arena. It depends on now the Congress, how convincing it can be. It depends on Prime Minister, how convincing his narrative is.